Hey everybody, it's Jody and I am back with a very special review for you today. It's less of a review and more of just a detailed look at this custom-built ukulele that I was lucky enough to win in a raffle earlier this month. So here she is. Let's just take a little look. Take a moment to just take her in. And we'll talk a little bit about the little story behind this ukulele, and then we'll talk about all the beautiful specs and details of this ukulele. So let's get started. If you have seen my Me and Uke episode, my latest Me and Uke episode, I spoke about the Ukulele World Congress that I attended earlier this month. And I told you how I won this ukulele in a raffle. So what happened is every summer there's this wonderful magical event called the Ukulele World Congress, and it's free to attend. And a few months before the event, someone named Tom Hunter got onto our little private Facebook page and said, I'm thinking of attending my very first UWC. Would it be all right if I built a ukulele to be given away at the event? And we very quickly got the permission from Mike Hayter, who puts on the event, and he's also the owner of Mainland Ukes, which I will one day own a Mainland Uke to review for you as well. But he said, yeah, go for it. And Tom has since told me that that was kind of like his little push. His commitment, once he did that, then he knew he had to go because he had a story just like many of us who go to UWC where he only knew one person when he went this first year. And I believe it was somebody he only knew through Facebook. So he also thought that this might be a nice icebreaker for him to have something to talk about with the other ukulele enthusiasts when he arrived. So that is how this came to be raffled at the Ukulele World Congress. And I bought some raffle tickets. They all go towards the field fund so that they can put on this event every year. And I won. So yeah, let's look at it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Tom. Let's have some fun. So this ukulele is lovingly referred to as the Flamingo, and I'm sure you can see why. This year, the theme at Ukulele World Congress was flamingos, and that is why Tom has put this beautiful flamingo inlays in this ukulele. Let's take a look at that inlay. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's made out of 4 different kinds of wood. I have them written down. Maple, mahogany, boxwood, and paduk. I don't know how you say it. Those are the woods he used to make this beautiful inlay. And then we have another inlay right here made out of maple. And it looks like he stained it a little bit of a pinkish color. That stands for Ukulele World Congress 11. It was their 11th year. And there's our little flamingo. So those are the inlays he's got in there. And then we do have some side markers, which is nice since there aren't traditional fret markers in the front. We've got them on the side right there. This is a tenor size ukulele, and it's made out of solid fiddleback Honduran mahogany. And look at it. Look at the grain on that. It's so gorgeous. I don't know if you call that curly or flame. I don't know. Put it in the comments if you know. But look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, so he said it has an oil finish, and he said he likes the natural wood, so the polish is subtle on here, but should still be durable. Those were his words. So, oh, I'm in love with the grain. And then this has ebony accents. So the fretboard is ebony. It's got an ebony bridge, and then it has ebony binding on the front, the back, right there. And check this out. There's ebony binding on the sound hole. It's really kind of hard for me to get a good... If you look at the edge of the sound hole, that's ebony right there. Isn't that gorgeous? I've never seen binding like that on a sound hole, and I really kind of like it because I'm actually quite frequently looking at the edge of sound holes because I like to see how thin the wood is, and if it's a ukulele I'm not familiar with, I like to see if it's solid wood or laminate wood, but it is kind of an unfinished look, and I've never seen one that has this binding, and it's not thick binding, it's very, very thin, but it just gives that nice, pretty little finished look. It's hard to show because it's dark inside the ukulele, but I thought that was really cool. While we're looking at the sound hole, it's got this abalone rosette as well. The nut and saddle are made out of bone. And the neck, which appears to be one solid piece, I don't see any joints. The neck is also Honduran mahogany. So just gorgeous. While we were talking about the neck, that there is a carbon fiber truss rod inside the neck of this ukulele. Tom told me that. I don't know a whole lot about truss rods, but I think it prevents it from warping, or if it does warp, you're able to adjust it. So that's my understanding of truss rods. If I'm wrong, correct me, put it in the comments. But yes, it's got a carbon fiber truss rod in the neck. And then we have a little froggy right there. Can you see that? That's his little logo. He calls himself Tree Frog Ukuleles, and we'll get into that again in just a moment. But before we do, we need to talk about these tuners. I'm super excited about these tuners. Now, I'm going to either put up here or in the descriptions. I've asked him what kind of tuners they are. Like, I'm guessing they're Goto planetary tuners, but I want to confirm that with him. But what they are is basically the best of both worlds between friction tuners and geared tuners. If you watch my channel, you know I'm not a big fan of friction tuners. I find them hard to tune because they're so very sensitive. These are technically a geared tuner, but a much they have the friction tuner profile where they go out in the back, which was a really smart move because we have this beautiful headstock, and now there's no ears sticking out the side, nothing to detract from that beautiful flamingo right there. Oh, I love it. But they're not, okay, here's how I describe it. This is my understanding of it. A friction tuner has a 1-to-1 ratio. However much you turn it is how much it turns. 1-to-1. A regular gear tuner can be like 15 to 20 to 1 ratio, which means if you turn it like that, it turns a 20th of that over here. And these are either a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio. So not as sensitive as a friction tuner, but you can tune it a lot quicker than a geared tuner. And I love them. I love them. I would love to be able to switch out some of my other friction tuners for these kind of tuners, and I may. I don't know. But yeah, good job, Tom, on the tuners. I'm happy with those. So those are all the specs, but let's also take a little look at this label. I did take a picture or a screenshot from the one that he has on his Facebook page, but inside the label, this is one he made. It's got a flock of flamingos, and it says Ukulele World Congress XI. It says June 2019, Needmore, Indiana. It says Tree Frog Ukuleles number 16. And I also saw from his Facebook page, he signed the other side of this, which I think is pretty cool. It's just like this hidden thing that's in there. And I'll post those pictures right now. So let's play it and hear it. Here we go. He put Martin 600s, fluorocarbon strings, the high G. And that's what it sounds like. The first thing that really strikes me about this ukulele is it's super resonant. I feel it like in my chest. I can feel it vibrating, and the sustain is really good on this as well. Which means it's also a pretty light, it's very well balanced ukulele, and sorry, and it's a light ukulele, so it's very resonant. And it's beautiful. It's warm, but it's also sparkly. I like the highs on this. The intonation is great, and the action, it's set up perfectly. The action is nice and low, and it's very easy to play. I own 2 tenors, and I'm going to be selling one now because now I have this baby. But my other tenors are not as easy to play as this one. They're not super nice, expensive tenors, and so I've always kind of had a hard time playing them as easily as my concerts and sopranos, and this one is just so much easier to play. It's just a joy to play. It's beautiful, it's sentimental, it sounds beautiful, and it's just fun to play. Thank you so much, Tom. I'm so excited. So yeah, so a little bit about Tom. He's been building ukuleles for about 4 years. It's been a hobby of his. He has said he's learned from some very generous builders such as Chuck Moore and Craig Lavin. I don't know him. He said he's learned from forums like Ukulele Underground and YouTube. And yeah, it's been kind of a hobby of his, and now he is in northern Florida, and he is hoping to start making these full-time and start selling them. So I'm going to put his Facebook page. You can see some of his other builds in there. I can't remember if I mentioned this is his 16th build, but he's got some pictures of his other ones, as well as a lot of pictures of this one in the process of being built, which was really a treat for me to see. So yeah, go check him out. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I kind of think of this ukulele as a communal ukulele. I just really feel like it belongs to all UWCers, and so I bring it with me when I go to a jam that I know there's going to be other people that have been to UWC there, and those people are the ones who named it. They say, oh, is that the Flamingo? And I've heard that referred to that way by lots of people, so it kind of stuck. This is the Flamingo. But yeah, so in my mind, I'm just plan on bringing it with me and letting anybody and everybody play it, but then it comes home with me. So it's a very special ukulele. I love it. I'm so honored to own it and to play it, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it as well and hearing it. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to play your uke today, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.